Alex Lacey tries to pick it up and hits a diagonal ball which seemed to hit Kellerman square in the cheek. And Corboa goes down. Well, I tell you what, left of centre, it's a good, 30 yards and some change. Luke Wilkinson stood over it. Two dummies, and then it's delivered straight into the wall. It hits Ollie Finney, rebounds out, and then Wilkinson has another go. Turn a draw into a win to take the 3 points. Highlights on Match of the Day this evening as Manion Arise slides in, takes his man. Free kick then to Walking in a similar position, a little bit further back. Wilkinson once again, this time it takes a deflection off the wall and goes narrowly wide of Pete Jameson's left-hand post and out for another corner. And the longer it goes on, the more nervy the support will get, and that just plays into the arms of the opposition team, doesn't it? In Walking, there's a clash of heads between Lacey and Wallace there, but both players are down right on the touchline, and it looks like Lacey has come off the worst of those two. And the last thing Hartlepool United need now. Pulls with it now inside their own half. Wallace finds Desirue, but he's deep inside his own half. Ferguson now has a bit of space to run into. Buddy Patterson out to his left, who is calling for it, but Ferguson,
nice play.
Yeah, instead went through the centre of the pitch. Gray to Crawford, now Seaman. This is better from Pools, it looks promising. Seaman on that left foot, we know he can hit it. He strikes this one, but didn't have the same power behind it. There's an easy save in the end from Will Jaskalainen. An interesting start to Walking's campaign. Unbeaten in the last 4 games, as Crawford does well in midfield to win it and keep it. And then Finney curls one into the path of Desirue, and he strides through on goal. One-on-one, Desirue! Oh, and he rebounds off the post! Oh, Joe Gray's played it over! He buries his face in the turf. The goal was gaping. Now Wallace, this is all really nice play from Pools. It's very patient build-up. If this was to end in a goal, this would be one of those ones where you put the counter on it for how many passes.
Well done, man.
And Joe Gray wins the free kick.
Yeah, I think Fergie be in for that back post.
Yeah.
Try and whip it in with pace. If it gets the touches of anybody, if it doesn't, it might even creep in the back post itself.
Ferguson to deliver, left-footed into the front post. Oh, Joe Gray got something on it, but it flashes across the face of goal. Pools here with a free kick. Clipped into the edge of the area by Ferguson, easily cleared, only as far as Finney. Out to the left-hand side now for Patterson. Helps one into the penalty area, header from Gray, but backpedaling, got underneath it a bit too much.
Continue with it, try and get the crowd involved, get them on side and go from there, really.
Walking, trying an attack which was interrupted by Kieran Wallace. Finney finds Brody Patterson, who's just out-muscled. Play on, says the referee. Clipped into the penalty area. Podrick Hammond heads it down for Corboa. Turns inside the box. Once and then twice and then scrambles the ball past Pete Jameson. Somehow, Walking have found a way through. It wasn't pretty. It was far from that. But Walking have a goal which makes the difference. Hartlepool United 0. Walking 1. Ferguson to deliver this. It's going to be an outswinger. Plenty of bodies there to pick from. It bounces down. And Manny Desirue, the shot. He ended up coming off Gray in the end. It must be so frustrating as a manager when that happens. And you give all the instruction and you find yourself behind after 2 minutes of the restart.
Yeah, it is. I think the players have got to take responsibility. As soon as they go on the pitch, they've got to come out and start the game really, really bright.
Walking on the attack. Corboa, edge of the area, looking to try and find the angle to get his shot away, and he's wrong-footed Pete Jameson. Oh, and that should have never found the back of the net, but it did. And that was way too easy for the Walking man, Ricky Corboa, who makes it 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes, and once again Hartlepool United have capitulated at the back. Rochdale 2, Barnet 1. And York still leading Southend by a goal to nil. Tom Crawford wins the header.
Handball.
Oh, and surely a handball on the edge of the area. Might fall for Seaman, who hits it on the half volley. But our focus is here in the National League, with Pools trying to defend and doing well, outnumbering Ricky Corboa. Charlie Seaman asking for an option, so he goes long, looking for Josh O'Meara, who's going to get there. Wide right-hand side at the byline. Crosses on top of the goalkeeper, and it just goes wide. Well, if that had dropped in, that would have been one of the most spectacular goals you're likely to see. More direct now, would you say, Ben?
Yeah, I think with the two big lads up front, but I think it's important they don't keep doing that. As you know, mix it up by all means, but they've got good players that can pass it through.
O'Meara to Crawford, lays it off for Charlie Seaman on that left foot of his. Oh, and it's saved at the first and then second attempt by Jaskalainen. That's better from Pools. And now Crawford picks up a loose ball, left-hand side of play. Finney, Desirue, O'Meara all in the box. O'Meara cushions it back to Crawford, whose shot from distance is high and wide.
I think just fine margins in football. You know, we have the chance go 1-0 up at half time. It's a completely different game, and I've got to admit, I thought the first goal was a bit lucky. I think it was a deflection.
Finney's been brought down inside the area. He shakes his head. Pools won a penalty. Drives forward in midfield, in the centre of the pitch, out to the left now for Ferguson. Good ball from Ferguson to Finney, left-hand side of the penalty area. Oh, he sits his man down. He floats it up to the back post. Crawford heads it back down. Oh, Desirue can't convert. A frustrating afternoon then for John Askey and his team. It hasn't been without opportunities for the front men in Joe Gray and Manny Desirue, amongst others. But it just hasn't fallen for them. And there is the full-time whistle. Full-time, Hartlepool United 0, walking to Pools' first defeat at home this season. The first time they've failed to score in a game this season.